So my dear sisters and brothers, the gospel today continue with the chapter 10 in St. John, the gospel of St. John, telling us about the good shepherds and also the sheep. So in the gospel today is continue. You see, Jesus tells us, he revealed us that you see, some characteristics belong to the good shepherds and also something belong to the sheep. So in some ways we are the shepherds, but in another ways we are the sheep of his flock. So I want to share with you two ideas. The first one, it is Jesus said that is the good shepherd is him. He is the good shepherd, the one who knows his sheep or his flock. So it's according to Jesus, the good shepherd is the one who is not live a distance from his flock, not indifferent, but is very, very intimate, connected with his flock. And he knows each of them is personally, and they in return recognize him and follow him. So, but Jesus does not just tell about himself, but he wants to share with us that in some ways, each of us, we are the shepherds of his flock. So when we take care of someone in our life, especially you and me, as more of you here are living in the family life, and you take care for your family, your kids, your children, your relatives, and in some ways you work together with other people in your companies, a group of people, you take care for them. So that's why you are in some way the shepherds for other people. So we learn from God, especially from Jesus, a characteristics that belong to the good shepherds, that is to know other people. So especially I want to share with you as a parent with your family. So do you know your children? Do you know where is your children now? Where did they go on Sunday? Do they attend the mass or they go somewhere for hang out with their friends? Do they know that they have some problem in their life? So whatever did you ask them about? What do you face? What is your challenges in your life? What is difficult things you have to face with during the time you study and you work? So it means that, do you spend your time to listen, to talk with your children? That's the question you have to answer by yourself as a parent with your kids. So if you cannot know where they are now, where did they go on solemnities, especially on the feast day, you are not a good shepherds. You are not a good parents with your children. You have to know. And God will ask you to answer that question when you die. That is your responsibility. It's not belong to the church, not belong to the school. And I know that in Philippines you don't study catechism in the parish, but you study at school. But it's what do you spend time to ask your children about? What do you learn from the catechism? Catechism is when they study at school about God. So do you know how many gods or something? Whatever, you ask them about that. So that's why, no wonder that if you don't take time to talk with your children, you will see that they don't understand about their faith. How can they believe in God if they don't understand? So that's why we have to answer that question. And you can know that you are good shepherds or not. On another way, we are the sheep who belong to the to the flocks of Jesus Christ. So as a sheep, so we have to listen to Him, to hear His voice and follow Him. But what happened for the world today? So we live in the world, it's very noisy outside. Secularism and individualism. They want to push ourselves about other people. The first we thinking is about ourselves. Myself is not the other. This is the problem for the world today. They never thinking about the other people. Just pay attention on themselves, or egocentrism, individualism. And the other thing is consumerism. As you see, they just spend their money to fulfill, to satisfy their pleasure. Just buying, working, get money and spend. Never think of other people. That is the world we have today. But is it to be a good disciple or to be a good sheep in the flock of Jesus? We have to listen from His voice and to follow Him. But how can we listen to Him if you don't take time to spend your time to sitting, to join the mass, or to reading the Bible? Because you see what the word is all Jesus Christ tell us through Bible, and also in the way we participate in Eucharistic or celebrating sacraments. So if you don't spend time to read Bible and attend the Mass, how can you hear His voice? And the other way, that is He tells us through our conscience. So do you listen to your conscience? When you did something wrong and you feel that it's okay, it means that your conscience has some problem. It is blind. So that's why you cannot make distinction between the good one and the bad one, the worst one and the good one. That is the problem for the world today. They did something wrong, but they never know that. They feel that it's okay. They can kill someone, but they feel very happy. Like abortion. That's the problem for the world today. So that's why we are invited to look back ourselves, to reflect ourselves, to know what is the situation that we are living now in our life. As a shepherd, as a parents, to take care for other people, and as a sheep, do we listen to Him and to follow Him? And you see, how can you know that you listen to the words of God? It means that your life will be changed, repentance. That is the way you can show, and you can recognize that you hear His voice. It's like Isaiah, he said that if you listen to His voice, do not be hardened your heart. It means that you have to change your life. So that's why. So we are invited through the gospel today to live through roads, to position as a shepherd or parents. You take care for other people. Try to know other people. Try to spend your time to listen, to talk with your children, to understand them, to compassion with them. And as a sheep in the flock of Jesus, we have to listen to His voice through the Bible and participating in the sacrament, celebrating, and listen to our conscience. That is the way we live our life and to be a good His disciples.